In the beginning, Superman's iconic S logo didn't mean anything more than his initial. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the duo who created the hero, had discussed putting something on the front of the character, and initially, they simply used the first letter of the character's name, which they thought was perfect upon looking at it. Shuster adds they jokingly said, "Well, it's the first letter of Siegel and Shuster." So on the cover of Action Comics #1 in 1938, the first appearance of the hero, the logo was a simple red S on what resembled a yellow police badge. It would go through a few iterations before Action Comics #26 in 1940, which introduced the iconic diamond design. It came to represent other supers as well, Supergirl and Krypto, the Superdog, set to make his live-action debut in the upcoming Superman in July 2025. That all changed in 1978. Not in the comics, but with the release of Superman, thanks to one Marlon Brando. Superhero films are a dime a dozen these days, but in the mid-1970s, it was inconceivable. Superman would be a challenge, not only from a technical perspective, but in bringing the national treasure to life on screen without scarring Superman's legacy. The project piqued the interest of several noted filmmakers, including Francis Ford Coppola, William Friedkin, and Sam Peckinpah, before being handed to Richard Donner. Donner knew that having a major Hollywood celebrity would be instrumental in the film's success, but despite A-listers like Clint Eastwood and Warren Beatty auditioning for the lead, the role fell to Christopher Reeve, an unknown. It's what was best for the film, but by closing that role to a star, Donner had to double down on efforts to bring in a big movie star for another role. Enter Marlon Brando. It was a coup to land the actor for the role of Jor-El, and Donner had to work hard to get Brando on board, making concessions to appease him and rewarding Brando with a then record-breaking $3.7 million and 11.75% of the box office gross profits. Donner got his star, who made filming Superman an undisputed nightmare. He refused to memorize dialogue, was late arriving on set, and was generally unprofessional. Cary Elwes, an intern at the time, reveals that Donner had to lure Brando out of his trailer with food to complete a shot. Brando also had some wild ideas for the character, and Donner had to listen to each one, including an idea where he would play the part like a bagel. One idea he suggested had to do with the costume. Originally, designers had a green tunic with a random design, but Brando asked for the Superman logo to be added, making it akin to a family crest for the House of El. The idea stuck, and the Superman S became something more than a letter. The change immediately connected Superman to a larger history, a link to his Kryptonian heritage that had only been touched on before. Krypton itself wouldn't appear in the comics until 1948 Superman #52, in a flashback sequence. It wasn't a symbol that Ma Kent made when designing Clark's costume, but something he brought with him to Earth, with the S-shaped symbol being a happy circumstance. The House of El definition became the default going forward for most adaptations, until 2003, when DC Comics writer Mark Waid explains that it is the Kryptonian symbol meaning hope in his story Superman, Birthright. Zack Snyder would bring the two definitions together in 2013's Man of Steel, where all Kryptonians have their family crest on their chest, and Superman, Henry Cavill, tells Lois Lane, Amy Adams, that it means hope. In 2017's Justice League, Cavill's Superman explains that it's meant to look like a flowing river in the opening interview scene, adding even more symbolism to the crest. But wait, there's more. One story from DC Comics suggests that the S is from the Kent family, not the House of El, and it is a logo from a medicine blanket a Native American tribe gave to a Kent ancestor as thanks for helping them battle an infectious disease. In this case, the S symbolizes a snake, which they believed possessed healing powers. Then, in the Stronger Together episode of the CW's Supergirl, Kara, Melissa Benoist, explains that the S stands for a Kryptonian phrase, the family motto El Mayara, Stronger Together. Finally, James Gunn's take on the symbol for 2025 Superman has its roots in the Kingdom Come storyline, where an older, disillusioned Superman has an angular S on a black background, meaning hope in darkness, only more traditional color scheme this Superman's new on the block and unjaded. Now, would all these interpretations of the iconic S logo have happened without Marlon Brando's insistence on the set of Superman? We'll never know. But what we do know is that from its humble beginnings as the letter S, it's come to represent something bigger, optimistic, inspiring. It's become something hopeful. Superman is available to stream on Max in the US.